In the ethereal realms where the cosmos sings the lore of creation and divinity, a tale of celestial consequence unfolded. Alunsina, revered across the skies and the earth below for her transcendent beauty and boundless spirit, found herself at the heart of celestial discord. Known by many names, the unmarried one, the one from distant skies, the foreign one. Her essence was a tapestry of independence and celestial mystery. Her sanctuary was the Visayan archipelago, where the reverence of her worshippers in Panay Island whispered through the winds, an homage to her divine presence. The genesis of her saga intertwined with that of Tungkung Langit, the sovereign of the heavens, in a creation myth that spoke of their union and the birth of the cosmos. In the celestial embrace of Alunsina and Tungkung Langit, the universe found its form, from the swirling seas to the infinite expanse of the stars. Yet, it was Alunsina's spirit, free, tempestuous, and unyielding, that wove the threads of fate and discord alike. Her nature, as unpredictable as the winds she commanded, harbored shadows of jealousy and bouts of temerity. It was in the silence of Tungkung Langit's absences, moments stretched thin by suspicion and unrest, that the seeds of turmoil took root. Alunsina's heart, once the cradle of creation, became a stormfront of doubt and accusation, challenging the harmony of the celestial spheres. The crescendo of their conflict shattered the divine accord, leading to their separation. From this schism, the essence of the natural world was forged, each element a testament to their love, their strife, and the ultimate divergence of their paths. The heavens wept with rain, the seas raged with tempests, and the earth bore the scars of their departure, a constant reminder of the tumult that once reigned in the highest realms. In the wake of their estrangement, Alunsina's identity transcended the bonds of her union with Tungkung Langit. She emerged as the virgin goddess, an emblem of autonomy, unchained by the expectations of matrimony or the confines of divine companionship. Her powers, as varied as the name she bore, ranged from the dominion over the elements to the mysteries of healing, her essence immortalized in the artistry of her worshippers. Her visage, framed by locks as dark as the void and eyes that mirrored the depth of the cosmos, became a symbol of ethereal beauty and strength. Yet, for all her majesty and might, Alunsina's actions bore consequences that transcended the bounds of divinity. In a moment of divine reckoning, her temperament, once the source of creation, became her crucible. The punishment decreed by Tungkung Langit was both a penance and a lesson, a sojourn among the mortals of the earth, bound by the conditions of her divine essence. To live 1,000 years among those she had watched from the celestial veil, to die a virgin at the millennium's end, was the path laid before her, a journey of humility and discovery. Thus began the Odyssey of Alunsina, the unmarried one, as she descended from the heavens, her fate intertwined with the world of mortals. Her legacy, carried on the winds of the Visayas, was a whisper of her enduring spirit, a reminder of the divine balance between creation and consequence, freedom and responsibility. In an era marked by the relentless pursuit of dominion over nature, humanity stood on the precipice of its own undoing. The earth, once a vibrant tapestry of life and beauty, now bore the scars of exploitation and neglect. Forests, the ancient guardians of the land, were razed to the ground. Rivers, the lifeblood of the world, were choked with the refuse of progress. And the air, the sacred breath of existence, was tainted with poison. In this landscape of despair, the planet, silent no longer, began to weep, its lament a haunting echo across the desolate expanses. From the depths of its anguish, the earth conjured a defense as ancient as life itself. Viruses, the primordial agents of equilibrium, emerged from the hidden corners of the world, awakened to counter the onslaught of human greed. These were not the familiar foes that humanity had once triumphed over. They were harbingers of a more profound reckoning, born of the Earth's desperate plea for survival. The first of these viruses appeared subtly, its arrival unnoticed by the architects of destruction. But as it spread, its impact was undeniable, a shadow of mortality that loomed over humanity. Hospitals, once bastions of healing, were overrun. Cities, the crowning achievements of human endeavor, became tombs. and societies, so intricately woven, unraveled at the seams. The virus was indiscriminate in its path, a reflection of the balance it sought to restore. Yet, the Earth's lament was not singular but a chorus of retribution. More viruses followed, each a unique testament to the environments from which they sprang. From the melting ice caps, from the depths of the desecrated oceans, and from the heart of the vanishing jungles, they came. With every outbreak, the message was clear. The planet would no longer bear the weight of human excess without consequence. In the face of this unprecedented threat, humanity's response was a mirror to its cause. Nations, driven by the same greed that had precipitated the crisis, scrambled to secure their survival. Research for cures became a battleground, not of shared purpose, but of competition for power and wealth. The global effort was fractured, a reflection of the divided world that had sown the seeds of its own peril. As the viruses mutated, slipping through the grasp of human ingenuity, the reality of the Earth's lament became inescapable. It was not merely a series of isolated incidents, but a systemic response to centuries of imbalance. The planet, in its wisdom, had unleashed a force that compelled humanity to confront the consequences of its actions. In this moment of existential crisis, the story of Alunsina, now veiled in the guise of a mortal, intertwined with the fate of the world she had helped create. Her presence among humanity, a penance for her celestial defiance, became a beacon of hope in the darkness. As the earth wept for its children, Alunsina's journey offered a path to redemption, a chance to heal the wounds of the world and restore the balance that had been lost. The Earth's lament, a sorrowful ode to what had been and a cautionary tale for what might yet be, echoed in the hearts of those who listened. It was a reminder that the fabric of life, so intricately woven, depended on the respect and stewardship of all its threads, a lesson that humanity, in its hubris, had forgotten. As the earth groaned under the weight of humanity's transgressions, its cries for salvation echoed through the cosmos, reaching the ears of Tungkung Langat, the supreme celestial being who had once bound Alunsina to a cycle of mortal rebirth as a test of humility, now watched with a heavy heart as the world teetered on the brink of ruin. The viruses, Earth's desperate defenders against the onslaught of human greed, had become avengers of nature's balance, leaving humanity gasping for survival amidst the specter of extinction. In this crucible of crisis, Tungkung Langat, moved by the plight of the world he helped create, decided to act. The fate of humanity and the planet rested upon the shoulders of Alunsina, whose journey among mortals had been long and fraught with lessons of love, loss, and the intrinsic value of life. It was time for her to awaken to her purpose, not as a penance, but as a beacon of hope in humanity's darkest hour. Thus, under the veil of the night sky, Tungkung Langat descended, his presence a mere whisper against the backdrop of the cosmos. He found Alunsina in her latest form, a mortal named Amira, living a life untouched by the memories of her divine origins or the countless lives she had lived. In her, the qualities of compassion, resilience, and an unyielding spirit shone brightly, traits that had been refined over millennia of human experience. With a touch as light as the breeze, Tungkung Langat lifted the curse that had bound Alunsina to a cycle of rebirth without progeny. He imbued her with immortality, a gift that would shield her from the ravages of time and allow her to fulfill her destiny. Yet, the most significant change was the decree that she was to bear children with two mortals chosen by fate. These unions would give rise to beings of unparalleled strength and resilience, superhumans destined to stand at the vanguard against the Earth's retribution. As the dawn broke, Amira awoke to a new reality, her essence altered by Tungkung Langat's intervention. Unaware of her celestial past or the divine purpose now coursing through her veins, she felt an inexplicable pull towards a destiny far greater than anything she had known. The world around her, gripped by fear and uncertainty, seemed to call out for guidance, for a miracle that she could not yet comprehend. The path before her was shrouded in mystery, a journey that would lead her to cross paths with two men, each bearing the mark of destiny. These unions, sanctified by the decree of Tungkung Langat, were to forge a new lineage of hope, The children born of these alliances would embody the strength to combat the virulent forces of nature unleashed by humanity's folly, bridging the chasm between the mortal and the divine. As Amira navigated the complexities of her new existence, the world watched, unknowing of the role she was to play in its salvation. The divine intervention that had altered her fate was a testament to the intertwined destinies of gods and men, a reminder that in the darkest of times, the light of hope could be found in the most unexpected of places. In this pivotal chapter of existence, Amira stood at the heart of a cosmic gambit, her life a beacon to those who had lost their way. The battle against Earth's retribution was looming, and within her flowed the power to alter the course of history, to heal the wounds inflicted upon the world by its very children. In the heart of a world torn asunder by its own hubris, a new chapter unfolded, heralding the dawn of hope amidst despair. Alunsina, now veiled in the mortal guise of Amira, became the unwitting crucible of humanity's redemption. As the divine decree took root within her, she embarked on a journey that would alter the course of history, a path that led her to the arms of two men, each destined to change the world alongside her. Bernardo, a decorated colonel with a heart as steadfast as the mountains of his homeland, crossed paths with Amira under the shadow of crisis. His spirit, imbued with the courage and resolve of a warrior, found its match in Amira's resilience and grace. Their union, born out of necessity yet forged in genuine affection, culminated in the birth of their child, a beacon of vitality whose very essence defied the virulence of the world's afflictions. This child, named Anton, inherited not just the fortitude of his parents, but also a gift unparalleled, the ability to heal. Anton's blood, a confluence of divine intervention and human spirit, possessed properties that baffled the minds of those who sought to unravel the mysteries of the viruses. With every breath, he embodied the potential to mend the fractures wrought upon humanity by its transgressions, his life a testament to the promise of a new beginning. Amira's journey did not end with Bernardo. Destiny guided her to Edward, a visionary billionaire whose empire was built upon the dreams of a better world. Edward, whose intellect and compassion knew no bounds, saw in Amira a kindred soul, a partner in his quest to forge a legacy of hope and renewal. Their love, a fusion of ambition and altruism, gave rise to a daughter, Amihan, whose brilliance shone like a beacon in the darkness. Amihan, like her brother before her, was a marvel of creation. Her immunity, a bastion against the relentless tide of viruses, was but a facet of her extraordinary being. Her very presence seemed to harmonize with the natural world, her touch capable of revitalizing the weary earth, coaxing life from barren soil and purifying waters long sullied by neglect. Together, Anton and Amihan became the harbingers of a new era. Their existence, a bridge between the divine and the mortal, offered a glimpse of what humanity could achieve when united in purpose and spirit. News of their miraculous abilities spread like wildfire, igniting a flame of hope in the hearts of those who had known nothing but despair. They were more than just Amira's children. They were Alunsina's legacy, the embodiment of a chance to heal, to rebuild, and to atone for the sins of the past. Yet, with great power came great responsibility, and also great danger. The world, in its desperation, turned its gaze upon them, seeking salvation not just from the viruses, but from the existential peril of its own making. Amidst the clamor for their miraculous blood, Amira stood resolute, a guardian of the future she had birthed into the world. As humanity teetered on the brink of collapse, the descendants of Alunsina offered a beacon of light in the encroaching darkness. Their journey was fraught with challenges, each step a testament to their courage and their will to forge a better future. In them, the world saw the possibility of redemption, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, hope could flourish, nurtured by the legacy of those who dared to dream of a dawn anew. In the aftermath of Revelation, the world stood at the precipice of a new age, drawn to the brink by the promise of salvation embodied in two children. Anton and Amihan, born of Amira and touched by the divine, had become the focal point of a global frenzy. Their unprecedented immunity and healing abilities, a beacon of hope in humanity's darkest hour, had ignited a voracious pursuit of power. As word of their existence spread, It cast a glaring spotlight on Amira and her family. Nations, their foundations shaken by the relentless assault of the viruses, saw in Anton and Amihan a chance to reclaim dominion over the fate of their people. But it was not just the governments that sought to harness the power coursing through their veins. The shadows, too, stirred with ambition, as criminal syndicates, operating beyond the reach of law and morality, plotted to capture the children for their purposes. The pursuit was relentless, a maelstrom of greed and desperation that swept across continents. Mercenaries and agents, cloaked in the guise of benefactors, converged upon the family's sanctuary, their intentions as virulent as the pathogens that ravaged the world. Amira, once a solitary figure navigating her newfound immortality, found herself thrust into the eye of a storm, her children the unwitting nexus of a global power struggle. Bernardo, with his military acumen, and Edward, wielding his vast resources, erected barriers against the tide of adversaries. They transformed their haven into a fortress, a bulwark against the encroaching chaos. Yet, for all their preparations, the threat loomed ever larger, a dark cloud that cast a shadow over their every moment of peace. The family's odyssey through this gauntlet was marked by moments of profound courage and ingenuity. Amira, channeling the essence of her divine heritage, became a guardian of unparalleled ferocity and determination. She navigated the labyrinth of intrigue and betrayal with a singular focus: the safety of her children and the preservation of their legacy. But the pursuit of power is a double-edged sword, its blade sharpened by the peril it invites. The more Amira and her family resisted, the more fervent their pursuers became, their tactics escalating from coercion to outright violence. It was a testament to the depths to which humanity could sink in its quest for salvation, a reflection of the same hubris that had precipitated the Earth's lament. In the face of overwhelming odds, the bonds of family and purpose were tested but never broken. Anton and Amihan, though young, bore their burdens with a grace that belied their years, their spirits unyielded despite the storm that raged around them. Together, they wove a tapestry of resilience, each thread a line of defiance against those who sought to exploit them. As the world watched, torn between hope and despair, the saga of Amira and her children unfolded like a parable of our times. It was a reminder that the greatest power lies not in the blood that flows through our veins, but in the strength of our convictions and the depth of our love. Amidst the chaos of the pursuit, a question lingered in the air, as potent as the promise of cure they represented. At what cost does salvation come, and who decides the fate of those deemed the key to humanity's survival? In a world teetering on the brink of oblivion, the relentless march of the viruses heralded an era of unparalleled chaos. Mutating with a ferocity that outpaced humanity's greatest minds, the pathogens rendered the once miraculous blood of Anton and Amihan, Amira's children, ineffective against their virulence. The beacon of hope that had briefly illuminated the darkness was dimmed, leaving the remnants of civilization to grapple with the encroaching shadow of anarchy. Amidst this tumult, the old powers that had once dictated the order of the world crumbled under the weight of their impotence. Governments, stripped of their ability to protect their citizens, fell into disarray, their structures disintegrating as the very fabric of society unraveled. The streets, once bustling with the vibrancy of life, became battlegrounds, scarred by the struggle for survival in the new lawless expanse. In this desperate landscape, Amira, alongside Bernardo and Edward, became the custodians of a legacy that transcended the ruins of the old world. With the dawn of each fraught day, they fortified their sanctuary, a haven amidst the devastation, leveraging their considerable resources and influence to shield their lineage from the chaos that raged beyond their walls. Bernardo, his soldier's heart undaunted by the horrors they faced, orchestrated defenses with strategic acumen honed on battlefields now lost to time. Edward's empire, built on the pillars of vision and determination, was repurposed, its vast resources redirected to sustain their sanctuary, to keep the light of civilization burning in an era where darkness threatened to engulf all. Together, they navigated the tempest of the new age, their resolve a beacon for those who sought refuge from the storm. Their home, a microcosm of the world that once was, thrived under their stewardship, a testament to the enduring spirit of humanity even as the pillars of the old order crumbled around them. Yet, survival was a precarious balance, maintained by the sheer force of will and the sacrifices made at the altar of this new reality. The relentless pursuit of their family by those who sought to exploit the blood of their children transformed into a more ominous threat as the world around them descended into barbarism. The very essence of society, the bonds that had once united humanity, were tested and, in many instances, shattered. The descent into anarchy was not just a collapse of governance, but a fundamental shift in the human condition. Trust, compassion, and solidarity, the cornerstones of communities, were eroded by fear and desperation, leaving in their wake a landscape where only the fittest, or the most ruthless, could thrive. In this crucible of survival, Amira, Bernardo, and Edward did not merely witness the fall of old powers. They stood as pillars of a nascent order, a beacon of hope and resilience in a world that had forgotten the meaning of both. Their family, bound by blood and purpose, became a symbol of what could be reclaimed from the ashes of the old world, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit could endure, adapt, and evolve. As the age of superhumans dawned amidst the ruins of civilization, the legacy of Alunsina's descendants offered a glimmer of light on the horizon, a promise of renewal in the shadow of the fall of old powers, and the rise of a new epoch forged in the crucible of unparalleled adversity. Amid the ashes of a world undone, from the chaos of downfall and the despair of humanity's darkest hour, arose a beacon of hope on the island of Luzon. In this place, where the remnants of the old world lay scattered like the memories of a forgotten dream, the descendants of Alunsina, led by Amira and her indomitable allies, Bernardo and Edward, began the monumental task of forging a new beginning. They named it Ophir, a sanctuary where the whispers of a new era could take root and flourish amidst the ruins. Ophir was not merely a refuge from the anarchy that gripped the world. It was a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the transformative power of the superhumans. Utilizing their extraordinary abilities, they tilled the scorched earth, coaxed life from the barren landscapes, and purified the waters that had once teemed with the refuse of civilization. Nature, long subjected to the whims of human exploitation, was revered once again, its sanctity upheld as the cornerstone of this nascent society. The governance of Ophir was a reflection of the ideals that had guided Amira and her companions through the darkest times. It was a government that eschewed the pitfalls of the old powers, instead embracing a system that prioritized the welfare of its citizens and the stewardship of the environment. In this place, power was not a tool of oppression but a means to uplift, to heal, and to unite. The superhumans, with their enhanced abilities, stood at the forefront of Ophir's rise, guiding the remnants of humanity towards a future that once seemed beyond reach. They were the architects of redemption, blending their divine heritage with the mortal coil to create a society where coexistence with nature was not just a principle but a way of life. In Ophir, the arts and sciences flourished, fueled by the freedom to explore, to dream, and to innovate without the shadows of fear and scarcity. Education was revered, seen as the key to unlocking the potential of each citizen and ensuring the mistakes of the past were not repeated. Technology and magic, the legacy of the superhumans, intertwined, creating wonders that harmonized with the world around them, enhancing life without imposing upon the earth. Yet, the heart of Ophir's allure was its promise of healing and redemption. It offered sanctuary not just for the body but for the soul, a place where the wounds inflicted by the collapse of the old world could mend. Through the leadership of the superhumans, the people of Ophir learned to forge connections that transcended the barriers of the past, to see in each other the shared hope for the future. The birth of Ophir was the dawn of a new chapter in the story of humanity, a narrative shaped by the trials of survival and the triumph of unity over division. As the community thrived, it became a beacon for those wandering in the darkness of the post-apocalyptic world, a symbol that even in the aftermath of catastrophe, a new world could be built on the foundations of compassion, resilience, and respect for all life. In this sanctuary, the legacy of Alunsina lived on, not just through her descendants, but in the spirit of every individual who called Ophir home. It stood as a testament to the enduring belief that from the depths of despair, humanity could rise, reborn, into a future filled with hope and boundless possibilities. As the final grains of sand in the hourglass of Alunsina's millennium-long sojourn among mortals cascaded into the annals of eternity, a profound transformation swept over the land of Ophir. The island, a bastion of hope and renewal, throbbed with an anticipatory silence, as if nature itself stood in reverence for the momentous occasion. Alunsina, known to the people of Ophir as Amira, approached the completion of her celestial decree, a journey of 1,000 years filled with trials, love, and an indomitable will to foster life. The night before her ascension was a tapestry of stars, each one a silent witness to the epics of Alunsina's existence. As she walked through the verdant fields of Ophir, the gentle breeze carried whispers of gratitude from the myriad forms of life that flourished under her guardianship. Her heart, a vessel of countless human experiences, swelled with a bittersweet symphony of emotions. In her solitude, she reflected on the legacy she was to leave behind, a world reborn from the ashes of its former self, nurtured by the principles she and her descendants had championed. With the dawn, the transformation began. Alunsina, standing amidst the congregation of her family and the people of Ophir, felt the celestial energies envelop her being. The air shimmered with ethereal light as the curse that bound her to the mortal realm was lifted, her spirit ascending to the celestial domain she had once called home. Yet, this was not an end but a transcendent beginning. Her physical form dissipated into a cascade of luminous particles, each one a seed of divine essence that settled upon the land, the water, and the hearts of those who had come to revere her. In the aftermath of Alunsina's ascension, a profound peace settled over Ophir. Her children, Anton and Amihan, stood at the forefront of a new era, their beings imbued with the full breadth of their mother's legacy. They, along with Bernardo, Edward, and the rest of the superhumans, formed a council that embodied the virtues of compassion, environmental stewardship, and the unwavering commitment to uphold the delicate balance between humanity and the natural world. Guided by the memory of Alunsina's wisdom and the divinity that had once coursed through her veins, the superhumans vowed to protect the Earth from the excesses that had once brought it to the brink of ruin. They worked tirelessly to disseminate the ideals of Ophir, fostering communities where the principles of sustainability, respect for all forms of life, and mutual prosperity were not just ideals but the foundation of existence. Under their stewardship, the world slowly healed. The ruins of the old powers gave way to new societies, where humans and nature coexisted in harmony, where technology served the greater good without compromising the sanctity of the earth. The legacy of Alunsina, carried forward by her descendants, became a beacon of hope, a testament to the possibility of redemption and the promise of a future where the symbiosis between humanity and the planet was restored. As the era of harmony unfolded, the ascension of Alunsina was celebrated not just as the culmination of a divine decree, but as the birth of a vision that transcended the boundaries of time and space. Her spirit, eternal and ever-present, whispered through the winds of Ophir, a gentle reminder of the enduring power of love, sacrifice, and the unyielding quest to forge a world where the beauty and diversity of life were treasured above all else.